Okay, so I'm making maybe the 11th attempt to make my English sound good and not rushed when I speak, so I'll try to do better. I'm not going to re-record this part again, so I'm going to say what I've said previously. So I play on a server basically, and this is my friend's part of the land, pretty much this part, and this is mine so far. And I have about maybe 400 hours on the server on this world. We started off in survival. I'll show you those parts later in the videos. Yeah, and basically we have our own lands and we do whatever we want. We play on creative. We use mods. We use stuff. We sometimes take like other people's builds. I don't. My friend does, but I might do it later. So you know. Okay, so we can start off with the entrance building, which is basically like an opening fort, some sort. Hard to put into words what it is because I just want something to be there at the entrance between the bridge. My friend built this bridge. I think it looks really cool, but he said it's not finished yet, so perhaps we'll see something different someday. So, anyways, back to the main topic. The entrance building, how I call it, is basically like a fortress, which is with like windows, and it has cannons, which they do not work. They cannot work. They are fake. They do not explode TNT. If you ever played Minecraft in your life, you'll know it's just coal and some buttons. And you have some support. I mean, I want it to be like really compacted into the place, like it's supposed to be there, like it's necessary, like it's important. I'm not sure if it gives off that vibe, but yeah. So it's I think it looks good, but for me, none of the buildings I ever finish are actually finished. I might tweak and change some things around here and there. So you have this part. Okay, so we can start off or continue off with this part of the roof, which is quite simple. It's not as I like how it looks. Perhaps I should change a bit with oak logs, but I feel like it kind of fits. And you have some chains. I've never seen using chains like these before, and I've really liked this idea, so I kept it. And the other part of the roof is a bit different. It's quite unique, quite grayish. I really like the vibe. Looks a bit older than the previous one, so it has like some style, some topic. It looks a bit unfinished or like under renovated perhaps. So you have these. This chimney does not belong to this part of the build. It's for another. We'll go back to it. Go back to that part a bit later. So you have this type of build. It looks a bit different than the rest of the thing. It's like two buildings combined, but I like how it looks. It's a bit compact here from like the main palace. I call it the palace. And you have this. We'll see all of this a bit later. So we can actually enter the entrance building, and the first thing you can see, it's not finished, as all of my builds. I never seem to finish and make mistakes and forget to play stuff, but it's fine. I enjoy building anyways. Yeah, so you have an entrance. It's a bit like a factory in here. Not sure why it came out like this. I did want to change it, but I decided I finish it how I see it, so it's at least finished rather than just like left alone and rotten. So this might change like most of my buildings, so you might hear me say this might change quite often, but it is what it is basically. So you have a secret entrance. We'll see that a bit later. So the rest of the build is not finished from interior, but that's fine. I didn't have like a good idea to put. Usually I put just like beds and barracks and some living quarters, but I feel like I could maybe make like a strategy room, perhaps like a defense base of some sort. And if we continue go there, we can and exit the building. So what did came out a bit wrong, that for you to enter, there's maybe like windows and maybe 2-3 blocks thickness of the building, and to leave, I mean, to leave, I guess, yeah, you have like 9, like maybe more than that. So we have 8. It's 8. I think it's 8. I hope I did the math right. Right. So yeah, so this is the entrance building, and we can go to the secret entrance. and see how it goes there. I'm just going to check stuff off, but it's fine. It's fine. So if we go to the secret entrance, which is not so secret anymore because I just showed it to you, you have a building. So this is my banner, of course. I really like this. A bit of an like the. So if we went outside, you have these two buildings, which is actually the only one building, but you have pretty much. I really like this palette, white and red. It kind of blends in and stands out at the same time. Not sure why, perhaps from the little white stuff here from the bricks. So yeah, so you have these, but this is the same building, so it connects from the back, and we can start off by going to this one. I like the other part a bit more. So this is a bit like um reddish, a bit too much red, I think, but it's fine. So that's where we came in from. And you have some living quarters, you have some bells, you have unfinished stuff. I'll show that a bit later. You have some just living quarters. It's basically anvils and stuff you can chill at. Some you have some lighting area here. We can just come in and check this. I really like actually like this aesthetic a lot. It seems like a bit cozy for me. I'm not sure why. But basically there is a lot of chilling areas around all of my world. Yeah. So if we go further, you can see we have this type of building. So you have also chilling areas, but you can actually like leave and it looks a bit more luxurious, a bit more sturdy, I think. Completely different vibe. If we go to here, you see a bit of a different planning of the build, so it's actually more like another gate to it. But this one is for elytras to come in and to enter. So instead of going through there, well, you can also go with an elytra there. You can also go safely land in the water right here. And you can just go here, jump off and walk away, basically. And you can also leave from here. So I think it's possible to just jump off and to fly out from here to another place. Yeah. So this place is for maybe like archers for defenses purposes, so you can hop stuff. I hope I don't fall. I need to pass this. I passed it. Yeah. So looks good. Looks good. I like it. Not sure if I like this type of flooring right here. Not sure, but I kept it. It makes more like if you played Minecraft, these blocks symbolizes basically like strength and structure, at least for me. Yeah, I like this type of flooring also. It's also dried kelp block, so it's easy to get it. Yeah, I'm not sure if you heard that. Some sort of error just happened. But I'm not going to finish recording this, or at least like try to make an output if I'm going to try to fix every single thing that goes wrong. So I'm just going to roll with it, upload it, see what happens. Okay, so we can check other stuff. So you have that chimney, which I mentioned previously. And yeah. Okay, so um the chimney, the flag, some library. So I've also put in like a chest room for some stuff. It has copper chest. Those fit here really nicely, I think. You have some greenery, you have a crafting table for no reason, and you have somewhere a trapped sheep, which I think looks really good. Yeah, look at that sheep. Okay, so if we just exit there, we have some designs, some letters perhaps you might make out. You have some artworks. So it's pretty much all of this part kind of completed. So as of now, I'm probably going to make here like and downwards spiral to the metro I have. You'll see that too. And yeah. So we can now go and take a look around the main palace, which is completely does not have any interior in it, because I don't like building interior, and I'm not sure who does. So, well, I do know there definitely are people who know that they like making interior. Okay, so moving forward, we have this type of building. So it's basically has like stages to the build. So we have the yellow stage, the smaller stage, the smaller stage. We can like take a look around, and it looks good, I think, in most parts. It kind of doesn't fit really my whole vibe of the build, but basically it looks good. It looks luxurious, I think. That would be the word, the correct word to describe it. It has some different elements to it, the flag, of course. Um, and yeah, and it's overlaps, the styles of the build overlaps. You have the dome, which I think looks really nice. It has the colors of my flag. It's I think it looks pretty good. I built this up, and I've actually built only the 1/4 of the dome, and I've replicated it with copy and pasting, so I don't have to, so I didn't have to actually build the whole thing by hand, which was really nice because it's not an easy task to build that. So we can actually enter. Well, actually, I did a bit lie right now, just moments before. It does have some interior, but mostly it doesn't. So if we just go here, it has some chickens, of course, which poop eggs. I mean, they don't poop them, but you know, a bit more of them. Yeah. So the second floor of the build, balcony. I just fall off my balcony. Yeah. So it's all pretty much the same here. It's not much to show. It's not really completely finished. I mean, not sure why does this have like this. Perhaps it's a bit better. Do we want it though? Here we can actually just finish it up a bit. Sometimes you just notice stuff you miss later, and that's not good either. So yeah. Okay, we can move forward. Yeah, so this place is a bit made more done. We have some colors, bright colors, some stuff. And you have like mostly empty rooms, but maybe, you know, we can make them livable. Put some villagers in them maybe. And you have different types of rooms, which you can access them quite differently. So we just might just go to the upper parts and check those rooms out and come back to the first floors, the first floor. And you have the attic, which leads you to the other stuff. I mean, the beacon room, which has a beacon. Okay, so we can go back. You have armadillos here, which I completely forgot they were here. They look adorable though. They are really cute though. Very adorable. Yeah. So we can leave this place. We can check these floors. So you have this room, which you can see the floors does not give you much privacy. So we might just, you know, maybe and make like closed up a bit this area. So it's like supposed to look like this, maybe. So this can be maybe like, I don't know, a storage facility maybe? Like a little storage cupboard maybe? I don't know. We'll see. And yeah, so it just rooms. It's a carpet, it's rooms. There's a carpet. You have this type of structure. This could be like a really cool wardrobe. Yeah, so it's just empty rooms. It's not much to show. It's empty rooms. We can move forward a bit because it's getting a bit boring, I believe, maybe. So the attic, the stuff. Okay, so we went upwards previously. Now we need to go downwards. Did I show this part? I think I did. Was I? Oh, so it's, I haven't been here, but it looks all the same, which is a problem. Which is definitely, I just noticed it's a problem. Like, I've actually haven't been here in quite some time because I work on other buildings, and it's late right now a bit. I'm supposed to be asleep, but I can't sleep, so let's just ignore that. And we have the first floor, which I think is a bit more interesting. More rooms, more stuff. You cannot really look up, so it's only looking at the sky. My friends, this type of stuff he uploaded with Axiom really annoys me, especially when you have this in Horizons on your PC, on your Minecraft account basically, like a mod. Yeah, so okay, let's move forward. So empty room, not much to see. Empty room. My friends did told me it would be like a really good place to play hide and seek, so this place was, I was helped basically by my friend to build me a parliament, and I did tweak some things. I don't remember which part he did and I did. He definitely made the shape. I remember that. I did remember trying this type of floor, and it looks pretty good. I mean, this type of ghost floor, like a fog maybe. So you have like an entrance, like a microphone over here, and you can talk to the audience pretty much. So yeah. So if we go here, we have a direct access to the beacon room, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so it's the beacon room, and you come all around it. Definitely there's like space to play with, to make stuff, perhaps like a cafe. You cannot, I think, enter that part. Oh no, yes, you can. It's just a bit not the most comfortable, but yeah. So this is completely empty. This definitely could be, I have a scout. Don't have a scout anymore. Yeah, it looks good. I really like this vibe, this type of aesthetic, definitely. So we can leave this place and go to the parliament, because that's probably my favorite part of the world. I just got lost in my own house. Happens to the best of us. So these two exits leads to the embassy of my friend, which he hasn't used. I have an embassy at his place. I'll show that later, definitely. So if we can go here, he has all of this place to build with, to play around with, perhaps do some stuff. Yeah, so it's just empty rooms as of now. Not much to do here. So if we go here, he has an attic, like a storage place, and it also leads back to the beacon room. Okay, so we can leave here, and it definitely goes up to here and leads us here, and we can go back from where we came from. And the other stuff just is the same thing over and over again, so we can go from here. So this place is the embassy stuff. You can leave from here, you can leave from here. Like, exits are important, I think, so it's accessible building basically. An accessible building. So we have this type of roofing, which I really like. It's a bit annoying that you cannot maybe... Here we go, that's better. So you have another room for 3 empty spaces. So a bit the same. So this staircase is not the only entrance there, so you have an actual staircase which leads you to the other floors, but we can check out this floor first. So more rooms, more rooms. Yeah. I don't like this floor, to be honest. It's kind of too vague for me. I want something bolder. So if you have... Sorry, one moment. So as I've said, I don't really like this floor, so if you have suggestions on what should I do here, please leave like a message in the comments. I'll definitely check it out. You can put up some links of YouTube, maybe your own builds, what you have done. So more chickens, definitely more chickens. Um, more rooms, more empty spaces. It looks a bit monotonous, but I kind of like it. It's not like over excessive, if that makes sense. So, okay, so it's empty, empty, empty. Like, I'm just trying to find stuff which is like actually interesting and not empty. But making an interior for all of this place, not my strongest side of building, definitely. So we have like bigger rooms which are also empty. And I don't really have ideas on how should I fill them up with what stuff, because I don't want them to be identical, and I also want them for them to have a purpose. So even perhaps a redstone, some sort of machine, some farms even, for some reason, I don't know. So we can leave this place. We've been here, so this place, this palace isn't the most interesting build. It's definitely very grand, but definitely needs a lot more work. So perhaps I make a separate video of me fixing all of the stuff I want to fix of this. So we can take a look a bit at this part of the build, which is very simple, but basically it's like a flooring type of build, and you can definitely make here like a basement, and it's completely empty. Well, not really empty. You have, oh, so the secret, we completely forgot about the secret room. We have a secret room here, which I completely forgot exists, but does not have an entrance. And it's kind of broken. Yes, we can leave that place. We have stuff. I'm not sure. There's horses. There's like wheat. Yeah. So I'm just gonna check if I'm still completely corrupted on stuff. So it's a first attempt. I'm just like trying myself out how I speak to the camera. I mean to the video, because I'm not recording actually myself. So okay, we can maybe leave this place, I think. Yeah. So we can leave. Somehow I get lost in my own buildings. Okay, so we finished watching, I mean, you guys finished watching me making a tour of the palace, so we can look at the unfinished stuff, which you have the name of my country, I guess. Doesn't really feel like a country yet. Perhaps it is, perhaps not. And here is going to be a train station, which basically means that you enter with a boat here. You have a bit of an entrance, and then you can go to the train station, and it will have an access to the metro. So it's more like a upper ground metro station rather than train station, which I guess that's. So here we have this type of access which goes straight through the mountains, and we can open up the gates a bit, and you have like an exit. It's very simple, very primitive basically. Then you have all of this place. Not sure why I made these skulls with candles, because it seems really threatening for no apparent reason. So, but it's there, it's there. Okay, so next stuff, we can take a look at the bank, which is completely finished, I think. Yeah, it's completely finished. One of the few finished projects. So you have reception tables, you have walls. You heard that probably, definitely. Not going to cut it out on purpose. So you have Deputy of Secretary of Commerce, very official, very very lawyerly sound like. Not sure why I put those there, but it's fine. Secretary of Commerce. So the whole thing is that a person stands here, looks up, and if we go here, it's more like a place to sit them and to listen to them. So it's like a very hierarchical thing. You have a little chill area, like a little, not sure how these are called, I completely forgot, like a summer house, I think. at least how I would translate from my own language, my native language. And you have a completely the same exact building right here, which is basically empty almost, but an identical copy. So you have a little market, so you can buy stuff. You can buy flowers, terracotta, glazed terracotta, wood, gold. These things, however you categorize them: redstone, dispensers, droppers, observers, sand, obsidian. Yeah, I know English very well. Thank you. Um, you have iron for some reason here. Oh, it's like melting for melting. Yeah, completely forgot. This is actually like empty, but you can tweak it with an axiom, I think. So it's always burning. So that's like fun. And you have this for pottery, which I think looks really neat. All of these nice little details. Something's cooking, something you have like a crane, which actually functions a bit. Yeah, so you have all of this stuff. I think this part I like the most. It has like some charcoal splattered across the floor. And you have, of course, so we can take a look more at the outline. So it's like basic, simple, also very darkish, very aggressive looking style of a build right there, which is for like an entrance. So it's for for defensive purposes, I think. Could be set for that. And yeah, so this part is pretty much finished. So we can take a look at this modernist bridge, which also not sure if it fits the vibe, but I like it. I never really built anything modernist, like modern style of architecture before. It's a bit too detailed perhaps. And you can enter, but I'm going to annoy most of you because it's a very symmetrical build, but it's not. This place is a bit higher than this place, and there is probably a way to fix it with like world edit with move command, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to keep it this way. Yeah, we can actually. There we go. So you have, of course, my flag. We can actually enter it a bit. So you have for pedestrians, an area to walk for pedestrians. And you have for maybe horses and stuff, because you don't have cars in Minecraft. But I'm not sure how that works, because it's kinda ends nowhere, so you can fall off quite easily. But when you climb down, it's kind of satisfying. There's also like to chill out a bit if you got tired from all of the stairs you had to climb. But it's at the end, not at the top, so it doesn't really make much sense, but it's for aesthetic purposes basically. And you have the same thing here. So if you go down here, you can take a look a bit at this part of the build. It's a bit complex, a bit more nuanced. Especially this part. My friend told me this looks like enchantment table language, which I do agree with him, even though I did not intend for it to look that way. What's that? That's not supposed to be here. Maybe we can add a bit more of this stuff here, maybe. Not sure if I like it though. You have my dog here, which always vibes here, so without a name tag, of course. Yeah, so we have the flag, of course. More flag, more flag, more of my flag. Okay, we check that out, we check that out. So this isn't completely finished. I'm not sure if I like it, but this whole part of the build is prison complex. So you have like a farm with a few rabbits, not too much, not too many, just a few. Just a few of rabbits. You have a bit of horses. Yeah. Yeah, so we can take a look around of it. It has a wall, it has a bit of an entrance here, like a walk-through area. It's a custom-made, well, half custom-made hill from the top, so you have all of the chains and stuff. It's like chained up a bit, like it's supposed to be. No one comes in, no one comes out, or at least no one comes out. Yeah, so you have this part of the build, and we can enter it. So when you enter from here. I'm not sure if I showed this part. So this place, this part of the build and this part of the build, the defense walls, are actually were built in survival mode. So I just kept them, even though they don't really fit the same vibe as the rest of this brutalist area. So, but I didn't want to destroy it, so I just kept with it and rolled with it. So when you enter the prison, you go here. It's pretty locked pretty much here. I mean, you can just leave, but it's pretty controlled. I kept this grass here because it kind of seems nice, but I'm probably going to change it to something else. So yeah, okay. So anyways, we can continue where we left off. I took a bit of break. I had some things to take care of. So okay, so we are at the brutalist space, the prison complex, and we're just going to check it out. Sorry about the sounds. So we have the entrance. It's an entrance to get in, so it's a bit confusing on purpose. And if you try to leave, you're supposed to get stuck on, you know, cobwebs if you get punched or of some sort. So it's all protected. At least it's supposed to look secure. If we can leave, so we have a little bit of farming area. Not sure what to do with this space. Wasn't sure what to do with this space basically, and we have a bit of color of variety. So there's that. We can go in and take a look at another building. Of course, we have eggs, a lot of eggs. So this is like a religious building, perhaps like a church. It has a little cross. I guess it's a Catholic church. I assume Christian. Yeah, so we have a church. We have a place to go to ring the bell. We have a place to listen to people's sins, but it's not really private, I guess. And yeah, so we have like chains. I really like this idea to put up the glass to keep the glass instead of using only the bars. I came up with this a bit later on while building this complex, but it's fine. Yeah. I'm not sure if I showed you, but you can actually enter this place and walk up a bit if you're not a prisoner. Maybe for guards and stuff. We can actually maybe take a shovel. Something popped. Ignore that. I'll promise I'll try fixing that later. But I'm not sure what's the problem because it kind of blacks out mid-recording, so it's just the first pancake, I guess. Yeah, so we have this place, all of this place. And it's more like a rehabilitation center. It has beds, a bit of privacy from the top, even though if you go up here and go here, you can see what the prisoners are doing from the top. And this place basically makes it a bit better. Yeah. So we can go a bit further into this building and enter the parkour area. It's pretty simple. It's just, you know, the most... And I failed it. Let me just... You know, sometimes happy accidents happy. Happens happy, yes. Accidents happy. Freudian slip because I'm happy right now. Okay, so we can go to the another building. So you have more cells. So this is more like a higher care unit, higher intensity care unit for prisoners. So you have cells. Of course, no glasses here. Harder to leave, I guess. A bit more space. And you have more of those. We can close this, open this. Another jail cell. And you have this place, which has like a very intensive care where you just get closed and you can't leave and you kind of stuck. So probably the worst form of imprisonment here. Human rights is not what did... Anyways, so we have a pool. I think it's important for people to have like a place to relax. It's a like a triangle. I wanted to say square, but it's a triangle. And yeah, it's a pool. You can like jump in, jump out. I really like this pattern with the gates and diorite walls and light gray concrete. So it gives a lot of like view to look at and blocks out a lot at the same time. So happy to came up with that one. And we have here not to put any like drugs or cigarettes through the balls, but it's only this place of the build, so I guess it's not really functioning if you think about it. And if we enter this building, right, this one, so this is like the largest section of the build. You enter it from this place or through here. Of course, as you can see, there is a lot of unfinished projects. You have some axolotls for no reason. Of course, this will all go away at some point, I think so. And you have grass, but it's kind of too empty. I want to make like more buildings here, perhaps increase the height of some buildings or add some more color or variety. So you have this place. It's not finished, so it's more like an exit area to leave from here to go to the factories, because this place, while it's not finished, it's all factories. So this is used to be a pumpkin farm, and you take the pumpkin farm and you take the pumpkins from the farm. You go here and you trade with villagers and you make money. And you can still see there is some stuff left behind from the survival. These items, or perhaps maybe 5 years old. I think so, maybe 4. I think 5 is too old to say that they're 5, maybe 4. So you have this place. It's all going to go away, so I'm not really sure what's the point of me showing this, but that's where the pumpkins go. It's all stacked and full. But yeah, so all of this was built on survival mode, and I think I build better on creative, and perhaps I will change back to survival perhaps at some point. I'm not against the thought of going survival again and build with that, but so far I'm not. So we have this brutalist thing. Looks really, really depressing, but that's the vibe I went for. And of course the walls haven't changed. You have this place. And yeah. So you have also this, which was also done mostly in creative mode. Some of it's not, but it took a lot of time to come up with this while on survival, because it just takes going up and down on scaffolding. And right now it looks a lot better. I'm really happy that the sunflowers, because sunflowers, I can't see that on my F3 anymore, but basically they only face a specific direction, so I cannot change their direction where they face. And I got really lucky because you can see the sunflowers facing the direction I want them to face. Yeah, so we can enter the building. So you have, this is also a factory supposed to be. So you have very interesting, you have double roofs basically. So you have the copper roof and you have the wooden roof. Not sure how or why I've decided to do it like this, but I'm really happy how it turned out. It's really detailed. I really like the vibe of this. So you have the sugarcane farm, It produces sugarcane, and you can leave, and you might build there a secret exit area. A secret exit tunnel, I think, would be, to say it better. So you have offices, which look really Victorian. Did not go for this vibe. I wanted to make like graveyards here, but it wouldn't make much sense, so I went with offices, because it's basically the same thing, I think. Yeah. So if we go here, it's an exit area, and it goes out, and it goes here, so we can leave and enter to the main area. Of course, all of this will be all built, and we can take a look at the most disgusting building I have, which is this. And this was built on survival. It just does not look good. I'm not happy with it. It was also, this place looks weird. I'm going to delete all of this probably, or like rebuild it how I imagined on, you know, I had to get resources on survival, which took long enough, and I had to make compromises to make it faster or to make it good. So this is faster. If we enter, it's pretty primitive. You have empty, almost empty stuff where I used to play on survival. You have my chests and storage. Of course, this is no longer the main storage area. I'll show that one a bit later. And you have more free space, more free space. So I'm not going to destroy it. I'm probably going to just hide it underground with World Edit and cover it just to keep it for like nostalgic purposes, I guess, if that makes sense. We looked at this building. So this is another villager trading area. This is from all of the raids that happened, but we've disabled them because they're too annoying. So you have a previous exit I have, because if we go here, all of this was built on survival. This place wasn't. I think it was, maybe. I'm not sure. I don't remember actually. But basically this was the starter base right here. I kept it. It had stuff in here, but I'm going to rebuild it a bit, change the keep the authentic stuff and change it up a bit to keep it a bit more cozy. And you have this place, but I'm going to show this a bit later on, so we can take a look at the villager trading area at first. So we have we enter, you have villagers. Some of them died, most of them died. And you can get books of any enchanting for falling with 1L. Yeah, so I think like lightning hit the roof and they turned to witches, I believe, and they left. So you have different types of terracottas I used to trade in here for, and you have the breeding room. You breed villagers. So all of this will go away. I'm going to delete this build completely. It does not fit it. It does not fit it here, and it does not have any artistic or aesthetic purposes. We also have basically my broken. It's broken, I think. I'm not sure why it's broken though. It wasn't broken before, but it's a bamboo form, and I made sticks and traded with the villagers. So this was made first, and that was, we saw previously, was built previously. Yeah. Okay, so we checked that part, we checked that part, we haven't checked this part. Okay, so we can go in to the underground area, which is going to be a lot more developed. So we have a conference room. We have a flag. It looks really nice in here. I mean, if I could just straighten. Yeah, about that. Yeah. Looks really good. It kind of matches my skin completely, so it's, you know, looks really interesting. You have a big library. I really like reading, so I used to like reading a lot more, but I kept the libraries. And you have damaged buildings from World Edit. I'm going to fix it at some point, probably soon, maybe even now after I finish recording. Yeah, so we have chill area, more chill areas, chilling areas, and it's a lot of those here around. If we enter this place, we have auditoriums basically. where you can have lectures and speeches and debates and discussions. And there's two of them. They are identical, because why have one when you can have two, basically? Boom. And you have this type of brutalist architecture here. I really like these types of designs, which are bold, strong, and just shows. It's a bit monotonous, so nothing behind this door, nothing behind it. You have this place, which is basically my chest room, or I'm going to use it as my chest room. It's not really practical because it's a bit too long. A square should be better because then I wouldn't have to travel like really long distances, especially if I'm going to play on survival mode. But you have two of those, and you can store pretty much all of my stuff for the foreseeable future if I ever going to come back to survival. And I made these floors with my colors. It's a bit more modernist, but still went for the brutalist vibe. So, if we just left somehow, how we got here, I just got lost for a second. So, these roads are probably going to change because they're a bit too boring for me, even though I like the color pattern. And if we go here, we have the metro. So far, the metro does not have an exit because I'm going to change where it goes. Originally, it will going to connect with the train station or the metro station. I showed it to you, but it used to go out like here, and the new roads to the metro are going to be made in here, I think. Yeah, so somehow here. I'm not sure how I'm going to do it, but you know, I do enjoy a creative problem solving exercise. And if we can try out the metro, it's all going to be with packed ice, I believe it's called. And if it's a lot of fun actually, if I could get to. And it's faster than going with creative mode because we basically, if we leave, we end up at the end of this place, but there's more than one metro. If we look at the minimap, you can see other starts of metro stations. This goes out to the, we can actually show it where this place goes, so it's only, it just goes through here, through the secret, not so secret, we'll fix it later. So definitely need to work on, maybe just place a door here. That works. I think that works. I mean, it's not ideal, but it works. So we just came back here, and this place, as I've showed previously, going to connect them to the metro also, because it's, these stairs are very nicely placed, so I can actually access them quite easily. So yeah, so we pretty much looked at the most of the stuff, but now we're going to get to my favorite part. So which is basically can go here, and you have brutalist medieval architecture. We can take a look around at this. So I spent a lot of time on this build. Maybe 30% of my all of my playtime went into this. It's actually pretty much finished from inside and out. We have some abandoned stuff over here. We have towers, defenses, and it works like a small city, a city on the wall. And you have some Axiom stuff, which is not yet finished, which will also probably going to have some interior. But yeah, so not sure if I'm happy about this wall. It looks good. I like the vibe of it. We have a fort, also pretty much finished, and you can enter it from from this place. I think it looks good, so we'll check it out a bit later from the beginning. But just from the outside, and you have pretty much just basic structures which are going to be changed later on. Simple world edit stuff. You can see the markings I've made. And yeah, this is how it's going to go. So what I'm probably going to do next is finish up this place. So this is finished. Finish it and just go around all of my main place and build it up so it's all connected and ends up in here. Basically goes all about around it, so the ball is actually like enclosing and there is no actual way to get in without someone knowing if there were guards. That's like the main idea. Yeah, so if we go just here, because it takes a bit of time to teleport to go there. I mean, teleporting is easy. So if we go here, we have a vault. We can climb this stuff up. We have some guarding places. This place has too many flags. Too many flags, but I'm not going to change it. It kind of sticks with it, and it's fine. So if you go up here, and I'm not sure how to get there right now anymore. Oh, there's a ladder. You have some guards with armor stands, and you can pretty much have a good defensive place, even though it does not conserve space. It definitely could be used better, but we have a chandelier made of walls. That's pretty cool. And we have offices. I like this. This is one of my favorite offices in this build. We have some enclosed areas, and if we leave, we go to the top, but we will do that a bit later because there's more than one exit and entrance to this place. So we can just maybe do it a bit faster. We can go in here. Perhaps not. Perhaps let's go from here. So the entrance, this place, connects it with that place. I'm just going to take a little bit of water break because I just keep talking and talking and... Okay, so we can have more areas to look out for. And it goes here, so we have a bit of lack of details, not going to lie. Perhaps we can change it up right now a bit. I think that's better, definitely. So we have this place, which has a lot of details and architectural stuff and terracotta, so it looks like an altar, basically. We have entrances to other areas of watchtowers. We can actually go outside out of this one. And we can jump off if we want to. We can go here. We can have double doors. So in Lithuanian it says Matt's Mountain. In case you forgot, I'm not sure why did I keep it here. We are not supposed to see it. That's like an Easter egg for me as well. So we can take a look at this place. So it has cherries, bushes. I really like how it looks. It looks really peaceful here, even though it's like a defensive building, but they can coexist, I believe. Peace and defense goes quite well in hand, I think. So we can just take a look, take a walk in here, and just, you know, you have entrances and lots of details everywhere. You have these poles, which shows just more of that. These ones do not make sense, so we can take them off. That's too many of them. So let's not jump too fast. That's like the main entrance to the fort through boats, so you can just park your boat somewhere here, maybe There isn't like a designated spot, but you can still use it as it. And yeah, we can go from the beginning, almost the beginning, and barracks. You can go from there. More of my flag. Oh, an elevator. So I believe this one goes up. No, it does not. And you come out to here. We'll check this port out a bit later in precise order. Oh wait, you can actually go to different floors, I believe. Or not. I guess it's like a flawed... I guess not. So that elevator isn't exactly functioning how I would... Okay. I forgot that this existed, so mental note to fix it. But I'm probably going to forget it, so... Not sure what happened here. It's just like a massive hole, but it looks weird. Anyways. So, we were there. Chest rooms. Just a chest room. More of my flag. This looks not like narcissistic at this point. Really looks narcissistic. Not sure why. More barracks. Chill areas. Lots of places to sleep. It's basically a homeless shelter, basically. Or like a student barrack. Not finished. I think I don't like how it looks. I'm probably going to change it up a bit. Storage area. More storage area. This place is also like poorly lit, but I play on we set this biome, both mine and friends, to Mushroom Island biome, so none of the mobs can spawn. And you have, okay, so this is the crafting area, so we have furnaces, crafting tables, enchantment tables, blast furnaces. What's this? Oh, brewing stands. Like, yeah, I forgot what this is called after 12, 13 years of Minecraft. Cooker. And you have this place, which looks like Hogwarts. So we have this place. Like, I'm not sure if I like the vibe with the anvils, even though it looks kind of badass, but I'm not sure if it kind of fits here. Also, this place isn't finished at all. So, you have what you have. Here we have storage area. Oh, and more defensives. So we kind of skipped a lot, but we'll come back to there. I know we skipped a lot, but this building just keeps on giving. So you have more storage area, storaging area. What did I say? Never mind. So more barracks, more places to sleep. Also more places to sleep. So, okay, we check this place, more barracks. I think that's just the ceiling. I think it's like a rough, I think it's just like a detailed ceiling of how we can make a detailed ceiling. Drink a shot every time I say detailed ceiling. And more of the detailed ceiling. Okay, so this place is confusing, but I love how it looks from like this angle, because there's just so much of it in a small place. We can go through here. We end up here. We have, I think, like a water tank. If you might need some extra water. And you can jump in, jump out of it. And you have barracks. I think I showed these ones already. So, and you can't really leave through here, which I'm not really a big fan of. I want it to be more accessible, so you can leave from wherever you want. So we might just change it up a bit. And just remember that there's stuff that can be changed here. Maybe this looks better, I think. Perhaps, yeah. This is going to be all fixed. It's not a finish. Nothing really is a finished project in my world. I come here to have fun basically and be creative as much as I can. And to solve some problems, basically. You make them up and then you solve them. This isn't finished. Let me just... I can't look at this type of unfinished project, so... Okay, so we can enter to the second floor because we went to the first floor and we have this place to hang out. We have this broken place, some lecterns, defensives, defensive positions, more monotonous books, an elevator to the second floor, defensive positions, quite accessible, I think so. Okay, so we have this place, which leads you to the more defensive positions with some lightning, some bushes. We check the roof a bit later on because it definitely has a lot more to offer. More chilling area. We have a table, defensive positions with like some gates. Oh, so this is the gate, the main gate. I completely forgot where I was. And we have here another chest room. Did not... Oh yeah, we have an exit area, an entrance and an exit area right here. Right. Okay, so we check that place out. We have this place. I think I checked this place out. Yeah. I checked it here. So we can go to the roofing area. And we can start from this side. And if we go through here, which we were, I believe, so we were here before. And you have a tower over here, some sort of. You can go to this place, more defensive positions. You can have a better look at the roof from the top floor. More defensive positions. You kind of can just like navigate from where you want to see stuff. Maybe not want to be seen from others. I don't like something here. That's better. Okay, we can leave this place. We have barracks and more barracks, more barracks. If we go here, we have some charcoal for fire, broken tower, a bit broken floor, or broken roof, works both ways. Then we have a chilling area for like one person, so maybe like commanding officers. I'm not into military, so not sure what I was doing here, but it looks pretty good. I like the vibe of this place. So you have more defensive positions. You can enter from here to the top of the building, to the roof. And you have this place. So we can just do it like this. Not sure how I would enter this place without any mods, but it's not, I guess, completely finished. And this does not have any type of roofing because I was too lazy to add anything here. We do have some stuff over here, but this place needs to look abandoned a bit more. I wanted an abandoned area of the build, and I've added a bit of swamp water or swamp biome, so some mobs can technically spawn here. Some creepers though, but maybe my friend turned off the difficulty to peaceful, turned on peaceful basically. And yeah, what else we can take a look at? So this is pretty much it. It took me maybe an hour, maybe two to record. I'll try to cut up some boring places from the video. And the next video probably will going to be about me building stuff without actually showing. So you'll see the thought process, because I'm really diligent when it comes to what I want to build. So, and I will try to improve my English because I do mumble and talk fast. So yeah, so this is just going to be released and kept. So it's a start. And yeah, so thank you for watching, and I hope I can get to see you or you see me on the next video. Bye.